So welcome, this is Anxiety Part 2. So we're going to take a look at what are some of the more time-consuming ways of dealing with anxiety. Some of the ones aren't quite the quick fixes, but are still very, very effective. Number one, diet. You cannot be healthy and happy on a bad, unhealthy diet. And there are guides out there to help you to eat in healthier ways, like the Canada Food Guide that the government puts out for developing a healthy diet. In particular, limiting the consumption of caffeine. It's a big one for me. If I overconsume caffeine, I can guarantee you that I will get anxious, even about nothing. Not just caffeine, for many people, sugar can also have that impact. Alcohol, some recreational drugs. It's important that you manage these carefully because they can create anxiety. Many of us have had that somewhat manic feeling sometimes when we've had too much caffeine or sugar in our system. Exercise strengthens our system and provides us with a different mental focus. Even just walking around the block can help to clear the mind. They say that exercise is also one of the most effective techniques for helping to deal with things like depression. So if it can help with depression, it can also help with other kinds of anxiety. Meditation. Meditation helps us to be able to choose where we focus our minds. According to the National Institute of Health, meditation has numerous benefits, but we're going to be discussing meditation in a separate upcoming video. Stay tuned. Sometimes our lives can seem to be out of control. Feeling in charge of one's own life is empowering and can lessen our anxiety about what comes next. It could be picking some simple actions that give us some sense of control or a minor victory. For instance, simply making your bed in the morning and noticing that your bed is neat and tidy for you. Volunteering, another key strategy for dealing with anxiety. Having some sense of control, having a clear vision that our life is of use and that we are of help to others. Volunteering gives us a non-threatening way of interacting with other people, of proving to ourselves that we count. It can provide us with minor victories to help us to see ourselves in the driver's seat of our lives. It also helps us to get out of ourselves and to be thinking about others. Anxiety can be debilitating. Many of these fixes can be helpful, not only for normal anxiety, but sometimes for some of the anxiety disorders. But if anxiety is creating inconveniences or crippling your life, then maybe professional help may be needed. And as the stigma of getting help is lessening so quickly in our society, it's not anything to be embarrassed about. Just talking to someone, particularly someone who knows about anxiety, can be helpful. A professional can take your individual needs into account and tailor a program that can be of great help for you. If I could just for a moment or two be personal and talk about my own situation with post-traumatic stress disorder. When I experienced that, I didn't realize how profound an impact it was having on my life. And so when I was in therapy, and the therapist would point out how some things were triggering me and how I was overreacting to some situations and how this tied back to the post-traumatic stress disorder, that was really helpful to see why I was feeling what I was feeling. And then we began to explore some of these techniques for being able to manage that when those triggers came. I hope you found this video, part 2, on dealing with anxiety, helpful. We're going to have a part 3. And if you did, please pass it on to others. Again, remember, many people are dealing with anxiety, even if it's just a short-term anxiety or more serious anxiety. And I hope you will also subscribe to our channel and click the little bell button if you want to receive a notice when we post for further videos. Thank you.